everyone. Dr. Francis wishing you happy holidays. When you're looking for that perfect present to gift to those you love, look no further than Walmart. This year, joyfully and giftfully with the diversity of products created by Black entrepreneurs. This message is sponsored by Walmart.
Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Experience podcast. Inside the business, buzz, and brilliance of Black entrepreneurs. Here is your host, Dr. Francis Richards.
What happens in Vegas goes all over the world on Black Entrepreneur Experience, episode number 293.
Thank you for joining us as we elevate the Black Entrepreneur Experience by interviewing CEOs, thought leaders, innovative thinkers, and Black entrepreneurs across the globe. I'm your host, Dr. Francis Richards, mother of three, full-time entrepreneur and owner of Melanated Curls, a moisture-based hair care company. Welcome, Dupreea Williams.
Thank you.
I've given our audience such a brief bio. Why don't you fill in the gaps and share with our audience what you'd like them to know about you and your business?
Well, my name is Dapria Williams. As you mentioned, I have 3 children. I've been in the entrepreneur space in my journey for about 6 years. It's been a challenging journey, but I wouldn't change it for anything. Melanated Curls is a moisture-based natural hair care company. It's made from all natural ingredients, no chemicals, nothing that's going to be harsh on the hair, and it helps promote healthy hair while also creating a healthy growth cycle.
Talk about how did you start the business?
Melanated Curls started in 2020, right in the midst of the pandemic. Before everything got, hectic here, I had just had a baby. I was pregnant right when I thought about the name. When the name came about, I was pregnant. I had my baby in February, and then March, Melanated Curls was launched. And during that time, it was so challenging because everything was shutting down, and I'm like trying to get started. My customers, no matter what, they was continuously putting orders in. I couldn't keep things in stock. So it was a huge hardship and challenge when it came to keeping the products in stock because we were shutting down. I couldn't get bottles. I couldn't get tops. So bottles and tops was really expensive. I was spending so much money just on bottles and tops to the point our customers was like, well, I'm in Houston. If you could just refill my bottle. I'm like, it is COVID. So it was amazing, but it was also challenging just a little bit to have that experience of not knowing, is my business going to make it through the pandemic or through the whole new experience of COVID and the changes of businesses, especially a product-based business. It was was this the right decision to make at this time? But I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it because my business has only been around for a year and a half. And from that time to now, I have experienced so much growth, so much amazing opportunities. And I have connected with so many brands and companies that can help my business grow to the next level, which is the goal. And not only that, I have all of my customers that have really used the products. They have left tons of reviews on our website. We have helped so many people see tremendous results in their hair, and my biggest thing is it's not just about hair care. It's about helping you learn who you are through your hair, because a lot of us don't want to really tend to our hair because we don't know what to do with it. And by me providing the product, but also creating a book and telling my hair story, it helps so many other women feel inspired and motivated to actually learn their hair and take care of their hair. So I'm really happy, grateful, and thankful for the experience from then to now and the growth from then to now.
Talk about bringing the product to market, the actually formulating the formula for your product.
I'm really big into the natural way of healing, holistic wellness, and things of that nature. So I learned heavily on different herbs that can do different things, to heal, your body. So what I did, I learned what was the things that we really needed when it came to our hair care needs, and what was the challenges that some of us may face that caused us to feel indifferent about our hair. So learning how to properly provide moisture to natural hair was one of the biggest things. Our hair is naturally dry. We need moisture. So you had to learn the porosity and things of that nature in order to really bring products that's going to provide moisture. So learning all about the herbs, the butters, what different pH different products have to be, it's really a journey. In 2017, I was already doing this stuff to my hair, but I really wasn't thinking it was such a big deal until using some store-bought products and seeing how just using it one time would change everything that I have been doing. It caused it to be more dry. It caused my scalp to be itchy. It's a lot of things that go into formulating products that I wasn't aware of until I actually did it. So bringing the products to the marketplace really showed me that I had to have the proper formulation for each of my products to do what I want them to do. So having the shampoo that not only cleanses your scalp, but also heals your scalp and cleanses your hair, but provides moisture, it was life-changing. Having the one product after shampooing, which is a conditioner, but we have a all-in-one deep conditioner. It provides minerals and nutrients to your hair, but also providing moisture to the hair and keeping it soft and defining your curls. Because a lot of people want their curls to be defined, but don't want to use a lot of product to get that. So that product did all of that in one. And I also created a leave-in, gel, everything that you need to really feel confident in your curls. And it wasn't easy, but all of my products, it was deep in formulation of the proper way to provide minerals, nutrients, but also moisture balance within the hair without using any chemicals.
Go very personal. I know that it is a lot to care for gray hair. Talk about your products and for individuals that hair is gray.
Okay, so when it comes to gray hair, majority of the time, not everybody, but from my experience, sometimes gray hair could be more coarse. Sometimes it could be a little bit more dry than, a darker color hair. And also sometimes, because I did hair for like 7 years. I don't know if I told you that. But some of my previous clients, they will always talk about how their hair just never seemed like it would feel moisturized, or they didn't know what to do with it because it was so brittle, things of that nature. Melanated Curls, like I mentioned before, it provides all the moisture you need, but also it helps the women who have gray hair not only see a change in their hair texture to the point where it's softer, it's more manageable, but also their hair grow fuller, thicker, same as if anybody else was using the product. So I'm happy to be able to provide such amazing quality products that's really helping so many people with different textures of hair, different porosity of hair, and different hair type, results. That's really huge for me.
Someone's listening, and I know we're at the beginning, and we'll tell this also at the end, but they're just like, I want to jump offline. I don't want to hear anymore. I want to connect. I need some hair care now. How can they connect with you?
Well, you can go to melanatedcurls.com, or you can go to naturallyDupreea.com. On both of those platforms, naturallydupreea.com, you can find everything that I'm talking about today. Melanated Curls, you can find the hair products. You can also find hair education.
Thank you for that. Talk about your book. I was really amazed. And Dapria and I met at a conference in Las Vegas. She shared her book, which I just love books. I'm an avid reader. So tell us about your book.
I created a book called Our Melanated Curls. Our Melanated Curls is for us. Anyone who have a curl to their hair. It don't matter if it's a loose curl, tight curl. This book is literally everything that you need in order for you to properly learn about your hair. It don't matter who it is. Everybody's within this one book. That's why it's called Our Melanated Curls. You can learn your hair texture type, porosity, the moisture and protein balance, chemicals, shedding ends, manipulation, protective styles, and also you can learn what superfoods and herbs you can take internally for your body to have the proper minerals and nutrients it needs for you to really see on the outside the things you want with your hair, the growth, the hydration, the fullness, all of those things. So Our Melanated Curls is everything in one. And it's been amazing. So many people have told me like it has all that you need.
Talk to the person in the audience that they're losing their hair loss. What advice could you give them?
My advice right off back, because I have experienced this with a lot of my customers. One, you have to hydrate your body. You cannot expect to see something on the outside when the inside is dehydrated. So everything starts with water. You have to intake more water than you do anything else. Hydration of the water, but also what are you putting in your body that's providing it the minerals and nutrients that it needs to help you see the things on the outside. Because a lot of times when you're experiencing hair loss from around the edges, it can be a hormonal thing, which hormonal challenges with the hair is like alopecia. Alopecia, like I said, is a hormone situation, but it's because you're lacking something within your body. So once you fill that void with the proper mineral or nutrients that you need, you can see your hair start to grow back. But not only will you be taking these, which I have a superfood and herbal vitamin that helps create thicker hair follicles while also creating a more healthy growth cycle within your hair, because it provides everything that you need for your body in order for your hair to grow properly. So that's called Heal Me Hair Growth Vitamins, but also the Herbal Power Oil from Melanated Curls. It really have like over 12 different oils and 12 different herbs that is proven to help you increase your hair growth follicles. I have so many customers that has either went through alopecia or they use so many frontals and things and they have lost their hair. And after just 2 weeks of using the product, which it depends on your body, everybody's body is different. So it depends on how much that you need of each mineral or the water, the proper hydration that you need within your body in order for you to see the things that you're looking for. So hydration, a well-balanced lifestyle, and I say lifestyle over a diet because diets is temporary. You're not really going to continue with it, but a lifestyle change of fruits, vegetables, but also taking your supplements. Supplements is important. You can eat healthy all day, but if you're not taking the proper supplements to really fill your body with the minerals and nutrients you need, you're not going to really see that true difference that you're looking for within your hair or just your body in general.
Do you have a story around starting your company? Because someone's looking at your hair and saying, oh, Dupreea has never had a problem with her hair. Her hair looks amazing. Is there a story you want to share, or even about a client? Of course, we're not going to mention any names,
right,
regarding an amazing hair journey.
Melanated Curls started from me. It started from me because I went through it all with my hair. I started taking care of my hair when I was like 12 or 13. I didn't know what to do with my hair because when I was growing up, my mom didn't really know what to do with my hair. She would literally like put it in a bun or she would braid it. And I got to the point where if you're not constantly, creating a routine of combing your child hair, they're going to not want it combed. So I told my mom, like, I just want a bun. And eventually I got tired of that bun. I'm going to school and I'm seeing girls that look like me with silky straight hair. And I'm like, oh, I want that. So I asked my mom, which I wrote a book about my hair story too. It's called Her Melanated Curls because that's me. I'm her. I told my mom, I'm like, oh, mama, I want to get a perm. And she's like, you're not getting no perm. Like, no. And I kept bugging her about it. So the last time I asked her, she was like, your hair is not going to curl anymore. And I didn't care. I wanted that silky, straight look. That's what I wanted. I didn't want any more curls because it was challenging for me to manage. My mama didn't show me how to properly manage it. The straight hair, I felt like you could just get up and go, take your hair scarf off and be okay. So I went through the whole process of perming my hair, damaging it with color and more chemicals, losing my hair to where it was just super thin. I hated my hair. I did not like the way my hair looked at all when it was down because it was so thin. And I used to feel really insecure about it because I didn't know what to do. So I got tired of it to the point I said, I'm just going to chop it off. I cut it up to my ear and I said, I'm not going to do anything to it. I started wearing sew-ins and quick weaves, and the quick weave thing, it made it even worse because it's directly on your hair. So after that, I went through a whole change within myself. I just wanted to be able to come out and show me who I am without anything. I don't want to wear a wig. I don't want to wear makeup. I don't want to do any of those things. So I started learning how I can transform my hair through just fruits, vegetables, and herbs, butters. And I did that. I started making my own deep conditioner treatments, and my hair started changing. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is working. I started making my own oil, and my cousins, they was like, make me some. I started making my own gel. They was like, make me some. And eventually people kept asking me, like, how did you do this to your hair? Or how did you get it to grow? Or how did you change it? How did you start seeing the difference within your hair? And I said, I really need to create a hair care. And that's how this happened.
Thank you for sharing. There are so many brands and businesses that are dominating. Talk about a brand or a business that's dominating that you admire and why.
I don't really pay attention to a lot of things on the outside of me. I feel like for me to see the results and reach my goals and accomplish the things that I really want to have in my life, when I spend too much time focusing on the outside, I end up missing a lot of things that I needed. And I don't know if anybody will understand what I'm saying, but I don't really pay attention to a lot of things that's going on. I don't follow like celebrities. I don't pay attention to blogs. I don't pay attention to a lot of different things. However, it's this one brand. I remember when I first started Melanated Curls, I saw an ad on Facebook, and I think it's called Canvas Beauty or something like that. I loved how her branding, when it came to her photo shoots and her videos for her brand, I loved that. I was entertained by it. And I can't remember when it was, but she did like $1 million in sales during the pandemic. And I thought, oh, wow, that's amazing. You know, my business is going to be a multi-million-dollar brand as well. So I was like, wow, she did it during the pandemic. And I started my brand during the pandemic. And I remember saying, like, why would I start in the midst of a pandemic? That was crazy. So that's the only thing that I could say was inspiring to me. I really stay focused on what it is, the task at hand that I need to focus on. With me being a mother and a wife and having multiple businesses, it's kind of hard for me to pay attention to everything else when I have all this stuff on my to-do list and my plate that I need to focus on.
Talk about raising capital to start your business. How did you raise the capital?
Like I mentioned, I was a hairstylist for 7 years. The money is really good. It's really great, actually. And income tax, it's really cliche a little bit, but that's really how I started all of my businesses. I never gained capital from a business loan or a investor or anything like that until now. Now I have the tools, for my business to thrive on business funding, business credit, and not necessarily my personal money. So if I had to give advice when it comes to properly doing things, I would say when you start your business, you really want to learn how to properly start a business and how having business credit, business funding can help you scale your business. Because for a while, I started noticing how a small brand could go big so fast. And I'm like, where are they getting this money from? Because I need some. I'm trying to understand how did you scale that business so fast? And it's because they have business credit. They're not using their own money to fund their business. It probably started off that way, but they quickly learned that they needed business credit, business funding in order for them to grow their business. So once their business get a little hot or warm, they are already transitioning into that period of scale on a bigger level. So now you see 1 million ads from this one brand that was small. And you're like, wow, how are they doing this? How do they have the budget for this marketing like this? And it's because they set their business up for success.
What is the best advice you were ever given?
A friend of mine in 2018, he introduced me to Lisa Nichols. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with Lisa Nichols, but he literally made me sit down and watch this interview where she told her story, pretty much what was her breaking point. And seeing that for me at that moment, a light bulb went off and I was like, wow, literally nobody's going to do it for you. no matter how many people tell you that they're willing to help you, they're going to carry you through it, or they got you, or whatever people tell you, nobody's going to do it. You have to do it for you. And when he showed me that, it made me realize, like, I have to change everything in my life on a mental and an emotional state in order for me to really see the physical things that I want to see in my life. Like, forever in my life, I'm always grateful for that moment, because I didn't have really like role models and examples. I'm literally that person now. I'm the role model. I'm the example. I'm the one that's setting the tone and the standard for people after me, because I didn't have that. I didn't even know I was an entrepreneur until entrepreneurship became popular.
Talk about motherhood, money, and managing a business.
That's amazing. So motherhood.
Oh, and we have to throw in another M, marriage.
Okay. Motherhood started for me at such a young age. I was a teen mom at the age of 15. I believe that my son came into my life at that time to help me understand that I did have a purpose for living, because as I mentioned to you, I didn't really have role models. I didn't really have any structure. I didn't have, nothing. I was pretty much like raising myself in a sense. So I was very suicidal. I didn't really like anything. I was always angry. I did well in school. I had so many teachers and mentors and people that loved me, and they saw the greatness in me, but I didn't see it in me. So me having a child at 15, it changed me mentally and emotionally and helped me understand, like, wow, life is real. So a little bit after that, I had not a little bit after that, 5 years after that, I had my second child. And she showed me that the men that I was attracting wasn't the right men that I wanted to attract. So that changed me some more. It changed who I was attracted to. I didn't want the same type of guys. I wasn't attracted to those guys anymore. I needed a man that I would be happy and proud for my son to be, but also happy and proud for my daughter to bring this type of man home. So 5 years later, I meet my husband, we get pregnant, we get married, and everything was amazing. Everything was great. But I was at a crossroads when it came to business, because I went to school for holistic nutrition. I was a hairstylist for 7 years, and I felt like, what am I going to do now? I started a holistic wellness business. That's how I met my husband. And it was amazing. I helped so many people transform their life just by creating a mastering self course and helping them with their nutrition and things of that nature. I created a cookbook. I had a cookbook launch party, tasting event. It was amazing. Everybody came out to support it. But I was still kind of like, okay, I need to do something else. So I'm pregnant, and being who I am, I'm like a workaholic. I sometimes can't sleep because I know I need to get things done. So Melanated Lips, I had a lip gloss company. It was amazing. Everybody loved it. Then I started Melanated Curls. It's been amazing. Everybody loves it. But now I'm at a point where I want to do more. Melanated Curls is great. Self-Healing Vibes, which is the holistic wellness business, is great. I have another business venture that I'm working on, but I want to do more. I want to talk to younger girls that may be within that teen peer pressure state where it's about sex and things like that. I want to be able to travel and speak to women to help them understand the challenges that we go through just helps us get to the next level. You have to grow through every situation that you experience. So when it came to marriage, the marriage was beautiful. It was happy. It was loving. It was kind. It was respectful. It was healing. It was therapeutic. It was everything. But now I'm at a point where I have to remember I need to continue to pour into me, because the more you pour into everybody else, your cup is it's almost getting empty, and you don't want to feel empty in no stage of your life or any area or aspect in your life. So as much as you pour, you have to remember, if you don't have anybody pouring into you, you're going to get to that wall where you're like, oh, I'm dry. So I'm at a point now where I'm consciously focused on self-care, self-love, self-healing, to where I don't need to feel like nobody's pouring into my cup because I'm pouring into my own cup. That's the overall gist of that.
Thank you for that. And thank you for being so authentic. And you're just amazing. And I'm so glad we connected.
Thank you.
Reflect over the last 30 days. What was your biggest win?
So the last 30 days was so amazing for me. So amazing. One, I met you. I met you. And two, I have had so many amazing opportunities. Melanated Curls has went international. We are on a international marketplace platform and women owned. Like, it's amazing. I'm really grateful and thankful for that opportunity. But I also had another opportunity with this brand in Atlanta. It's a Black-owned business, Black-owned brand, and they have over 300,000 followers when it comes to their marketplace. And they want to have me featured on their marketplace, but also they want to partner with me at one of their events on the 23rd of October this month, and highlight me and my brand. So that's really amazing. And I also have the opportunity, this, what is it called? I guess learning platform. They reached out to me and they want to have my course and my books on their learning platform. And they have over 1 million students. So it's really amazing how much growth has happened within 1 month, how much success has happened. Like, the success steps within 1 month has been out of this world. But also Melanated Curls has gotten so much recognition when it comes to just being a hair care brand, but also an educational brand. We're in the process of doing a major photo shoot that we haven't did before, like really big, representing the brown, the dark skin, the curls, just everything, self-love and women empowerment. We're working on that now.
Happy holidays to my fans, friends, and family of entrepreneurs. When you're looking for that just perfect present to gift to those you love, here's a piece of advice. Look no further than Walmart. Walmart has a huge selection of items ranging from toys to electronics to tech. But what's even more impressive to me, Walmart has a huge selection of items created by people just like you, from makeup to fashion to food and beyond. Walmart has that perfect gift just waiting for your special someone. Give the children in your life a doll that looks just like them. Have a teen who's all about hair and makeup. Create a beauty basket of Black products that are designed for her needs. Your best friend is looking to redo, updo, do new her space. Check out all the home decor Walmart has to offer from Black designers. This year, joyfully and giftfully, with a diversity of products created by Black entrepreneurs. I'm Dr. Frances Richards, wishing you happy holidays. This message is sponsored by Walmart. That's awesome. And how do you celebrate your wins?
That's the problem that I have. So if I could have any problem, that's the problem that I have. I do not celebrate my wins. And I was just talking to someone about this, and I think that's what keeps me from feeling, I guess it keeps me from feeling like, wow, girl, you have really did something, you know? And I have to stop doing that. I have to celebrate my wins, because if I don't clap for me, how am I going to expect anybody else to clap for me? It's not possible. So that's the biggest thing that I have. And that's why I'm always feeling so humble. And I'm always like, I could do more. I need to do more. You know, I'm never just okay with what I have accomplished. And that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem, but I'm going to do something about it, because I need to celebrate all of my wins. These wins are not easy to come by, so I need to celebrate those.
Absolutely. Dupreea, I want you to have a monologue. I want you to name the person that you're talking to, living or not. They have inspired you so much. They've done so much for you. Name that person, and what are you saying to that person?
I would say my grandmother. I appreciate her on so many levels, because this woman raised me. And going back to before I had got pregnant, I didn't see life. I didn't see what it looked like to really be in a reality of living life. And my grandmother, she was such an amazing woman that she stood by her family. She stood by any and everything that meant something to her. And my grandmother, she went through so much when it came to health-wise, to the point I didn't understand. She would tell me, because my grandmother, she had so many health challenges. She would tell me she just so tired. She don't want to be sick and it's too much acid. And I'm like, what is she talking about? I'm like, Grandma, like, this lady raised me. I grew up in her house, just her and my other 2 siblings at the time. And when she passed, I was really broken up about it because this was like my mom. So I love this woman. Her birthday is coming up Saturday, tomorrow. I love this woman. I appreciate her. And without her, I don't know who I would be. When I got pregnant, I'm young. I'm 14. I'm pregnant. And I didn't understand, like, wow, I'm pregnant. I'm young. So when I got pregnant, she's like, don't worry about it. It's okay. You still gonna be great in whatever you do. My grandmother, she was that person for me. My grandma, even though she was going through the things that she went through, she was still getting up every day and pushing on and pouring into other people. I love this woman. I'm so grateful and thankful for her. And no matter what, I went to holistic wellness school just to understand how our body works. Because my grandma telling me this, I could have probably helped in some ways, help her eliminate some of that acid or the challenges when it came to her diabetes, her losing her eyesight, or having Crohn's disease or high blood pressure. It's just so much. And every moment of holistic wellness school, I was so grateful and thankful for my grandmother because I didn't understand, but now I understand.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
You talked about self-care, mental health, and being suicidal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very personal, very deep. And you go as deep as you want. It's totally up to you. Talk to someone in our audience that's feeling the overwhelm, that's feeling suicidal. What do you say to them?
I really want to speak to young mothers, but also young Black guys. So young mothers, I was a mother of 2 at the age of 21. And I couldn't work a job because I couldn't afford daycare. I couldn't get NCI because the child support situation. I wasn't getting any child support. I was still trying to get one of my kids' dad served. It was challenging. It was so depressing because I'm like, it gotta be more to life than struggle. And when I tell you every day, I was like, I got to the point where I'm crying every day. And I'm like, I need more. I want more. I hate it for my children to come to me and tell me they hungry and I don't have no money. So it's been many days I didn't eat just to make sure that they ate. It's been many days that all we had was a pack of noodles, a 15 or now 25-cent pack of noodles. It's been many days that I slept on my mom's couch, my dad's couch, because I couldn't keep the job. Every job that I had, I was always the best of the best. I always grew fast within any job that I was working. However, when it came to childcare and my son going to school, that's a lot. Having 2 children and not being able to afford the daycare, but your son or one of your kids have to go to school and you have to figure out how your work schedule is going to work with that. It was so depressing. It was so upsetting because I could just get a new job. And if the hours that they give me doesn't work with me being able to get off from work to pick up my son, I have to leave. And sometimes in the workspace, they don't really understand that I am all I have. I don't have the support system. So, and unfortunately, the childcare situation doesn't work the same in everybody's situation. So I was forced to be an entrepreneur. I was forced to promote myself, to be able to have clients to do their hair and have the money that I need to take care of my children, but also have the money to have gas and things of that nature. When it comes to being depressed, suicidal, or mentally unstable, I would want to say, no matter what, you have to get clear on what direction you want your life to go in. Because if you're not clear about the direction, you're not going to go nowhere. And 2, you have to fill your body up with things that's going to help you feel good. Cookies, crackers, fast food, all that stuff. It's cheap. It's cheap for a reason. But if you really want to change your life, eat an apple. An apple a day, keep the doctor away. And I know it's cliche, but that is real. I know it's many times I did not feel good. I ate an apple and I was like, okay, I could go a little longer. Eat an apple. And 3, you have to look within you. Nothing is outside of you. Everything is within. If somebody tell you that you have to look outward, they are lying to you. I'm here to tell you everything is within you. Once I started looking within me for all of the things that I needed to feel comfortable, loved, safe, at peace, and start healing from all of my childhood trauma, it was all within me. Learning and having that connection with God or the divine or whatever anybody or whoever anybody identify as God, you have to have that connection. If you're not plugged in, that means you're not within the connection of the divine. You have to unplug from the TV. You have to unplug from the radio and the music that they're putting out. All of these things are programs. I literally reprogram myself. That's what I had to do. I had to reprogram myself. It was so many times because I used to smoke, I used to drink, all of those things. I cried to my sisters. I was like, I'm just really in a dark place. And I was so lost. I was stuck. I was confused. I didn't understand why I have 2 children, no child support, no financial help, no nothing from nobody. And I have to play these cards that I was dealt. So if you're going through situations where you're depressed or you mentally unstable, suicidal, you have to reprogram yourself. You have to change the things that you're feeding yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically. It all works together. You have to program yourself with affirmations. Affirmations, I didn't even know what they were called when I was listening to them. I just knew that I had to do it. Anything that sound like nothing but positivity, that's what I was feeding myself. So affirmations, motivational speeches, and also learning how my body worked. That was everything that I needed. I started meditating. I wasn't watching TV. I wasn't listening to music. I was only on YouTube listening to affirmations and motivational speeches. Me learning who Les Brown was, that was amazing. Me learning who Tony Robbins was, that was amazing because every day I'm getting up and I'm putting it on and it's loud. I started listening to more gospel music, and it doesn't matter if you're religious or what, but just the gospel music of speaking to your spirit, speaking to your inner you, it helped me on so many levels. And I'll forever be grateful and thankful for that transitioning period because it taught me a lot. It was that crossroad of struggle and rich. And I don't mean on a financial level. I mean on a fulfilling level of the mental, the physical, and the emotional. So that's my best advice. And I know some of y'all that are going through it, it's not going to register with you right away. But later on, you're going to remember, you're going to say, this is exactly what I need to do. And I'm happy for that moment.
Thank you for that. And for anyone that is struggling with suicide ideation, you can always call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which is 800-273-8255. Again, 800-273-8255. Dupreea, if you conducted this interview, what is the one question you would have asked yourself? I want you to ask the question and answer it.
How do you balance work life? Like that work-life balance is one of the major things when it comes to being an entrepreneur. I literally have to have a schedule and I have to have everything on a calendar. If it's not on the calendar, it's not getting done. So with being a full-time entrepreneur, a mother, a wife, a friend, a daughter, a supporter, all of these things, you wear so many hats and you have to really balance it. And I also didn't answer the money thing. That's a huge, huge thing that I have to touch. So I literally have a schedule and I come from not having structure. So I had to create structure. That's one of the hardest things ever. That is so hard when you never had structure before. Monday through Saturday, I work. I work from, I say 8 o'clock. And I say 8 o'clock because it's work for my business at 8 o'clock, even though I'm working before then, but 8 o'clock to 5 or 6 sometimes. It just depends on the day and it depends on what's needed at that moment. And I actually have a scheduled lunch. I do. I have a scheduled lunch, an hour. Sometimes it's going to be hard. Sometimes it's challenging for me, especially when I don't feel like it or I don't feel like really working. And sometimes that can take a toll on me for 2 days. But as long as everything is on a schedule and I have a deadline, everything can get done. This guy, his name, JT something, I can't remember. But he said, I went to one of his conferences. He said, you can do it all if you plan it all. And when I tell you, that is the only thing that really stuck to me from that experience, because I'm always doing so much. And I'm like, okay, I can't do it all. But no, you could do it all if you plan it all. So having that, the schedule, the calendar, and deadlines, and also putting yourself on a time schedule. Time management is very important with being an entrepreneur. The way you spend your time, that's what's going to create those results for you down the line. And I tell my kids this: if you want to see results down the line, you have to do the right things now. You cannot expect to sit on your butt and not do nothing and be a bum, or cry and be lazy and expect to get amazing results. That's not how it works. What you put in is what you get out. It may not come fast enough for you, but it's going to come. Even with the money thing, I'm such a supporter. I would support all of my friends. Like literally, I would go broke supporting my friends. And some of them are associates. Some of them not going to go broke for me. So I'm like, look, I can only support so many people within a month. And if it's not your turn within that month, you have to understand that my love, it goes around. I'm not going to just spend all my money with one person or nothing like that. I have so many people around me that do the same thing that I do or have similar business to me, but I still support them. But also support can go from a share, a like, a comment. I'm so big on that. I'm always supporting people, no matter how big or how small. But being an entrepreneur and managing money is huge. That used to be like a big struggle for me, because you don't have a check that's going to be the same. All of your checks are going to look different. So some of my checks be huge and some of them be like kind of small. And then I got to say, oh, I got a budget somewhere in there. And having children too, it's even more of a money management that needs to be in place, because my kids, they want to go to the mall. I have to take them shopping. They grow so much. I spent so much money on shoes and clothes that they didn't even wear within the pandemic, because one, they're not going anywhere, and two, they're growing out of it. Having all of these things laid out and really setting a budget for yourself, but also writing out all of your bills and how much it's going to take for you to make within a month to see what will be covered, and then setting aside a budget for supporting or eating out or whatever it is that somebody likes to do. Work-life balance, management, money management is like the two biggest things when it comes to being an entrepreneur. Sometimes family and friends don't understand where I say I can't come because I got to go to an event, or I can't come because I have to work. And a lot of them think just because I work from home, I'm not working. I'm like, I'm literally on the computer, or I'm processing orders. I work. So having that Sunday, which is my only off day, I have to pour into myself. I have to do self-care. I have to take the time to love on myself and get my energy back together. So Monday, I can feel like working, because I've never been a fan of a Monday. I don't know. I've never been a fan of a Monday. Monday, I want to just relax. I don't want to do anything. So I said I was going to start taking Sunday and Monday off, but it don't work that way, because Monday for everybody else is like this. They up, they on it, they, getting this done, getting that done. And I'm a workaholic again. So I have to tell myself, it's okay, relax, enjoy yourself. Everything will flow. That's my life.
I'm Dr. Francis, wishing you happy holidays. When you're looking for that perfect present to give to those you love, look no further than Walmart. This year, joyfully and giftfully with the diversity of products created by Black entrepreneurs. This message is sponsored by Walmart. Dupreea, we've come to the part of our interview. It's called Fun Facts Lightning Round. I'm going to ask you a series of questions that I want you to give me very quick answers. If there's something you desire not to answer, feel free to say pass. Are you ready for the Fun Facts Lightning Round?
Yeah.
Your first job?
I was a server at IHOP.
Your favorite color?
Purple.
The last movie you saw?
Oh, I don't know.
You relaxed doing what?
Salt baths.
Your favorite singer or rapper?
I don't have one.
Your favorite dance song?
I don't have one.
What food you eat every week no matter what?
Fruit.
Your favorite month?
November.
Work out or hit the couch?
Both.
Dapria Williams, thank you so much for joining us on Black Entrepreneur Experience Podcast. Before we let you go, why don't you share with our audience the best way for them to connect with you and to do business with you? And we want to thank everyone that's listening live. This is our first time, and I have to thank Dupreea for being like the first to actually do her podcast interview. We did it live. So I am so excited that we are leveling up in 2022. So before we let you go, share with our audience the best way for them to contact you and do business with you.
So you can reach me and all of my creations through naturallydupreea.com. I have literally everything on there that may interest you or you may resonate with. And my hair care is found there as well, my social media platforms, and all of my great creations.
Thank you. That's a wrap.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening and subscribing to Black Entrepreneur Experience. We would love for you to leave a review and rating on iTunes and share with your friends. For show notes and more episodes, go to www.beepodcast.com. Join us next Wednesday, and remember, green is the new black. So keep your bank accounts and your business in the black.